Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna do a little something different today. We'll see how this goes. I got a little nudge from Kristenelle. Thank you for the nudge to do a Poetry Thursday. Because this month I have been digging through these Anne Sexton poems. This collection, all of my pretty ones. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about this collection and then I'm gonna read one of the poems. Hopefully it'll go well. So yeah, I had made sort of a plan to dig into more poetry this year, and so this is sort of the first, sort of collection I've been digging into for the year. So Anne Sexton, this book here, this is her second collection of poems that came out in 1962. It's divided into 5 sections that are sort of themed. For me, there were definitely themes of grief and death, mourning, loss, but also very about woman, being womanhood, women's bodies, women's sort of place. A few poems that discussed religion in here. Overall, I really enjoyed these stories. She definitely has a way with language, and there would be a line. I just would be like, oh, I'd stop a minute and take a breath before moving on, because it's just like, oh God, that's so good, right? I don't claim to be any sort of expert on poetry at all, which is why I'm trying to read more poetry to kind of find what I like and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So again, I'm always taking poetry recommendations. Please let me know in the comments. but I was, I probably have read some Anne Sexton poems before. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not in high school, maybe in college or something. But I certainly don't remember anything. So I was very, very impressed with these. With all my, I flagged several of them as just ones I would like to get, I could reread and get back to at some point. Because they were very powerful or poignant, or again, there's a couple here, like I said, that talked about grief that I think if you are dealing with a loss would be good to get to read through, to kind of help you process some grief possibly. So I flagged a couple of those. The first couple in here really talk about her parents' death. They died actually quite close to each other, within like a few months of each other, and so the first sort of a few of these really go through that loss of both of her parents and things like that. Very, very good stuff here. So I do have another collection of Anne Sextons that I picked up at a thrift store like this one, so I'll definitely be working my way through that at some point this year. So a good start to my year of poetry. So I had decided to read Woman with Girdle. To me, it is absolutely amazing. This, talking about a woman's body, and I don't know, the imagery here is just fantastic. So Woman with Girdle. Your midriff sags toward your knees. Your breasts lie down in air, their nipples as uninvolved as warm starfish. You stand in your elastic case, still not giving up the newborn and the old-born cycle. Moving, you roll down the garment, down that pink snapper and hoarder, as your belly, soft as pudding, slops into the empty space. Down over the surgeon's careful mark, down over hips, those head cushions and mouth cushions, slow motion like a rolling pin, over crisp hairs, that amazing field that hides your genius from your patron, over thighs, thick as young pigs, over knees like saucers, over calves, polished as leather, down toward the feet. You pause for a moment, tying your ankles into knots. Now you rise, a city from the sea, born long before Alexandria was, straightway from God you have come into your redeeming skin. That knocked me on my ass, you guys, when I read that. Pardon my French. The imagery created here of a woman's body, yeah, it pretty much blew me away. So if you think about, this was written in 1962, and those old school like girls, you know, I don't know if you can recall what those look like. So I'm sort of assuming that she's referencing a slightly older woman, or middle-aged perhaps, because she's now carrying some extra weight and things like that. The line, as your belly soft as pudding slops into the empty space, is that, I mean, it's both like grotesque and beautiful and like, honey, realistic, right? I just, oh my gosh, I loved that poem. I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful sort of reality of a female body and containing it in this girdle, and its sort of journey down the woman's body as she's taking it off. Fantastic stuff. So let me know what you think about that poem. So really, that's the standout one for me. So in general, I loved this collection. All my pretty ones from Anne Sexton. Let me know if you've read Anne Sexton or this collection, or what you thought about the girdle poem, Woman with Girdle. And yeah, y'all let me know. And if you liked me taking on some Poetry Thursdays, let me know, and I'll maybe make it a regular-ish thing. And yeah, I enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. I always appreciate your time. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.